Welcome back. In the last video, we built the student record screen, giving managers a way to filter, sort, and analyze data on our students. But before anyone starts making decisions from reports or dashboards, there's one important question we need to answer. Can we trust the data? Even the best reports become meaningless if the underlying data contains errors. Professional spreadsheet designers don't wait for users to discover mistakes. They build automatic checks into the workbook. That's exactly what we're going to do in this video. Let's begin by looking at the finished worksheet. Every time data is entered or updated, the workbook automatically checks every major area. If it finds a problem, it immediately reports it. Instead of waiting until someone notices an error weeks later, the workbook identifies issues as they occur. Let's test it. In the students table, I will make a deliberate mistake. I will change the student ID for Wilson Casey from a 6 to 1, the same ID as Alex Smith. Now, in an ordinary big workbook of this size, this error will probably go unnoticed for a long time, but in our workbook, it won't. As we can see here, this is an important spreadsheet design principle. Good spreadsheets don't just produce information, they also validate the information they're using. Our control checks worksheet follows a very simple design. Each check answers 3 questions. Has a problem been found? How many records are affected? Does someone need to investigate? Managers don't need to understand the formulas. They simply need to know whether the workbook is healthy. The formulas do the technical work behind the scenes. Let's look at some of the formulas that achieve this. Our first control check looks for duplicate ID for students. Every student should have one unique student ID for themselves. If 2 students share the same ID, attendance, assessments, payments, and lookups could all become linked to the wrong student, as we saw in our little experiment. This is exactly the type of problem a professional workbook should detect automatically. Here is the formula. Although the formula looks complicated, it follows a simple process. Before we explain the formula, there's one important point to understand. SUMPRODUCT is an array function. Unlike many Excel functions that work with one cell at a time, SUMPRODUCT is designed to work with entire ranges of cells, known as arrays. Instead of checking one student ID, Excel checks every student ID in the table during a single calculation. You don't have to tell Excel to repeat the calculation. As soon as SUMPRODUCT receives a range instead of a single cell, it automatically performs the same calculation for every row. This makes it ideal for analyzing large datasets. The basic structure of SUMPRODUCT is very straightforward. It just takes a series of arrays or cell ranges. Think of each array as one set of results. Each array returns a value for every row in the table. SUMPRODUCT then combines those arrays and returns one final result. In this workbook, we're using SUMPRODUCT as a counter. Its job is simply to count how many records satisfy the conditions we've given it. So, let's look at the formula, which identifies duplicate student ID. Step 1. COUNTIF. This is another example of an array calculation. The first range tells Excel where to look. The second range tells Excel what to count. Because SUMPRODUCT is working with arrays, COUNTIF performs the calculation for every student ID. Instead of asking, how many times does this one student ID appear? Excel asks, how many times does student 1's ID appear? Student 2's, student 3's, all the way to the last student. Most student IDs return 1. If an ID appears twice, Excel returns 2. Step 2, greater than 1. The next part asks a very simple question. Does this student ID appear more than once? If the answer is yes, Excel returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. So picture this. The formula now will be returning a range of true and false. False, true. False, and so on. And the minus turns these into a series of 0 and 1. Now for part step 3. Finally, SUMPRODUCT counts all the true values, all the ones. The result is the number of duplicate student IDs in the workbook. Notice what we've done here. Instead of expecting users to discover duplicate IDs, the workbook finds them automatically. Professional spreadsheets should always identify problems as early as possible. Let's look at another example. Our next control check example verifies that every student is linked to a valid guardian or guardian record. A missing Guardian record could prevent letters, invoices, or emergency contact details from being retrieved. Let's make a deliberate mistake and see if the workbook picks it up. So in the student's workbook, we can see that Casey Wilson Guardian ID is G00005. Let's go Guardian worksheet and change that 5 to 555. Has the error been picked up in our check controls worksheet? Great, yes, it has. Again, this is a design principle. Every relationship between worksheets should be validated. The formula is here. Although the formula looks long, each function performs one simple job. Step 1. Match function. Think of match as a search function. It looks for a value in a range and returns its relative row position. So for every Guardian ID in the student's worksheet, Excel searches the Guardian worksheet looking for exactly the same Guardian idea. Again, because SUMPRODUCT is working with arrays, match repeats the search automatically for every student. Step 2 of the formula. If match finds the Guardian ID, everything is fine. If match cannot find the Guardian ID, it returns the n/a error. The ISNA function simply asks, did match return n/a error? If it did, ISNA returns true. That tells us the student has an invalid or missing Guardian ID. Step 3 of the formula. Finally, SUMPRODUCT counts all the missing Guardian IDs. If the answer is 0, every student is correctly linked. If not, the workbook immediately alerts the user that records need investigating. Spreadsheet design principle. Notice that we're not checking individual values. We're checking the relationship between two tables. One of the most common causes of spreadsheet errors is broken relationships between linked worksheets. Professional spreadsheet designers validate those relationships automatically. The individual control checks return numbers. Our dashboard converts those numbers into something much easier for managers to understand. If no exceptions are found, the workbook displays pass. Otherwise, it displays fail. Sometimes the simplest formulas produce the clearest management information. Managers don't want to read 20 separate checks every morning. Instead, the workbook summarizes the health of each major area: students, guardians, attendance, assessments. If every section passes, managers can have confidence in the reports and dashboards throughout the workbook. In this video, we've built a professional control check system that continuously monitors the quality of data throughout the workbook. More importantly, we've introduced an important spreadsheet design principle. Professional spreadsheets don't just process information, they continually verify that the information is accurate. Along the way, we've also seen practical uses of SUMPRODUCT for analyzing entire datasets and counting exceptions, COUNTIF for identifying duplicate records, match for checking linked tables, ISNA for detecting missing records, and IF for converting technical results into simple pass or fail messages. You can download a copy of the school's workbook in the comments section below, and please subscribe for future episodes.
Whether you're looking to improve your own Excel skills or train an entire team, we've built a practical course for real-world Excel users. Our 6-level online program takes learners from beginner to advanced and now includes using Excel with AI, ensuring every skill level is covered. For businesses and universities, we support groups from 3 users to over 1,000. Managers can track progress, monitor results, and see team performance in real time. Course levels include online exams, and learners who achieve 75% receive an automatically generated CPD-certified Excel certificate. Individual and corporate group licenses available. Learn Excel. Work faster.